Right, coming up towards 7:12 in Trinidad and Tobago. Well, American-based attorney Juanita Headley. She's actually originally from the UK, her parents from Jamaica, so she's a real citizen of the world. She's in Trinidad and Tobago for a series of discussions on human trafficking and sexual exploitation. She is the CEO and founder of Changing Cases. There's also a special screening of the movie Sold, and that's going to be on the 29th. So we are about 2 weeks away from that screening at Movie Town to help in raising awareness on the issue. Well, we have three guests here with us, including Miss Headley, who when you see them on your screen, she is the lady in the middle, human trafficking abolitionist and CEO and founder of Changing Cases. We also have with us Dr. Alicia Martin, who is a sociologist, and she's the CEO and founder of an organization that goes by the acronym CODE, COAD, and I'll ask her to explain what the COAD stands for, because they're a little too long for someone of my limited intellect to remember. And we also have with us the gentleman who was first here because the other two ladies were somewhere else. Why they were at the opposition this hour of the morning and are being allowed on the set at this time, I don't know. But anyway, it's my producer has allowed it, but I don't know what they're doing up by him at CNC3 before they come here. But anyway, Pastor Raymond O'Keel is here with us. His church is based in Sealots, and indeed, he is a youth coordinator, and he's for the Youth in Focus organization. So he's very much someone concerned about the welfare of our youth and concerns about sexual exploitation. After all of that fancy introduction, good morning, everyone. Good to have you on the program this morning. Thanks for joining us once again. And obviously, you're much fitter than I am. The two ladies, because you're not breathless after rushing over from St. Vincent Street. Pastor O'Keel, tell us what this entire series of events, including the movie, including having Miss Headley here with us, what is it all about?
Well, it's all about bringing a level of awareness and information. It is said information helps you to make an informed decision, especially around the season. And there's this hype on awareness that we should have in terms of what we consider human trafficking for sexual exploitation. We have a lot of young people. You can have, so for instance, you have local, but you also have foreign. And with the increase of traffic, we as a people, I think we're nice, we're loving, we're accommodating, we want, but this is a real issue that we have not really, to me as a nation, paid focus on, and especially empower or educate our youth, human trafficking and for sexual exploitation. And we're going to talk about all that is going to be happening with Miss Headley here with us. As I said, American-based attorney, but originally from North London. So I don't know if it's Arsenal or Tottenham Hotspur, whichever. It might not be any one of them, Miss Headley. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. Why is this something, I mean, it sounds like a stupid question, but why is it this particular issue of human trafficking for sexual exploitation? Why is this something that you see as an issue that you must keep campaigning for?
For me, I feel that individuals, whether they're young people or old people, they have a right to life and not a right to be exploited, not a right to be sold, treated as a commodity. And I'm a born-again Christian, and so for me, my faith is about serving others and bringing a difference into lives. And I don't believe anyone should be a slave. And so for me, my passion is about making a difference and changing lives one person at a time.
Have you seen a difference made by your advocacy? Because often people get a sense of hopelessness. They feel, what could one drop in a bucket do with so many evil people, with so many resources, the power that they may wield, political influence that they may wield? Do you feel that your advocacy is making a difference?
Definitely. I feel that when I speak to people, I'm educating them, and when they're educated, they feel safer, they feel protected. I've spoken to a number of children here in Trinidad, boys and girls, and they feel that they can protect their parents, their siblings, meaning single mother I'm referring to. And the fact is, they feel that now that they understand that they can prevent abuse from happening to their siblings, and they can prevent a possibility of that sibling being trafficked later on down the line.
Dr. Alicia Martin, before we get into anything else, tell us, what does CODE stand for once again? COAD?
So CODE stands for Conceptual Original Artistic Designs, and it really gets toward empowering and educating vulnerable populations, particularly children, but vulnerable populations on the whole.
And tell us about the role of your organization and why you are endorsing this particular initiative.
So I intend to do so via workshops, creative projects, any innovative means. And when I met Juanita through a mutual friend, I saw it as an excellent opportunity to reach out to our youth population. And she has the opportunity to speak with community groups, churches, other religious organizations, and just stakeholders in general.
And of course, Pastor, even though you are obviously from a Christian background, this goes beyond religion. Religion essentially, not wanting to sound disrespectful, really has nothing to do with it.
No.
It is about humanity, and therefore, what is going to be happening? We talked about the viewing of the movie that's going to be on the 29th at Movie Town. What is going to be happening over the next few days? Where are you going to be interacting?
Well, we're going to interact, as I say, with several institutions. As Alicia said earlier, it doesn't matter in terms of your religious persuasion. It's, as you said, it's a human issue. So we'll be in schools, we'll be at churches, if we could have a mosque. Wherever you feel you have a gathering, we want to be in your space. We already have some bookings, both Trinidad and also in Tobago. So we have a number of campaigns. We'll be on media, the social media, having this discussion. I think the narrative is important, because if you have one form of information out there and you don't have a next, then people really don't have a choice to make. But having that information now, you're better positioned to make that kind of right choice, or to be more aware, and so that you could be empowered, and now you could empower others, minimizing the threat. Because I don't think it's something that will go away. I am not that optimistic, I'm not that ignorant, but I think we can minimize the threat. So we will be all over.
How long will this be?
Some sessions will be an hour. Some
no, I'm talking about how long will Miss Hadley be here?
Until the 9th of February.
February.
All right.
With 1 week in Tobago from the 30th to the 4th. 30th of January to the 4th of February.
And if someone says, okay, my group, my community group, my organization, my mosque, my temple, my whatever, sees this as something important that I want to let my congregation know about, what do they have to do to get in contact with you?
Well,
I have been organizing bookings for her, along with Raymond. So the number for code is 753-6020, and the email address is codett@yahoo.com.
And that's COADTT.
Yes, at yahoo.com. And she also has a Facebook page, Changing Cases. You can contact her there as well.
And Ms. Ali, I don't know how much experience. We have Jamaican roots, so you kind of know how we Caribbean people operate. In disseminating that message, because this is the carnival season, and people tend to wonder if we really are serious and are mindful of the issues related to sexual exploitation and sexuality and all of these different issues. Do you have to frame your message differently depending on the audience that you're dealing with?
No, and the blessing is that I've had the opportunity to share in all different places, all different countries around the world, and I don't change my message. And regardless of who I speak to, I want the same information to be imparted. And the only thing I might change is possibly the language I use or the speed I speak at, because I talk fast. But besides that, same message, same visual imagery, same stories. I want people to be impacted. I share a story of a child who's abused, and it's very hard to hear, but it's harder to go through the abuse. So I want people to feel something and then to act. That's the purpose of what I do.
And is that happening? Are people waking up and saying, I didn't know this was going on, and I'm actually conscious of so-and-so person I feel is being abused or is being exploited, but I'm scared to do anything about it because I don't know what could happen to me if I report it. What do you say to people like that?
Yes, so a lot of people do come to me and actually confess that they are a victim of abuse, and they confess that they know somebody who's a victim and they're afraid or they don't know what to do. When I'm in Trinidad, I give them the counter-trafficking number, childline number. I encourage them to talk to somebody that's safe, same gender. And so for me, I take the information and I ensure that that child is in a safe place. If I know they're being abused, I have something to do immediately. I have a responsibility. But if I know that Christmas they go to granddad's and get abused, I build a relationship with that child up until Christmas, and then I would, of course, intervene appropriately.
And in fact, just last year, in December, we had our guest, the child psychologist. We had a fantastic session with her where she talked about this attitude that family from away sharing the same room with your children, which may not necessarily be the same thing, a safe thing, in the sense that these could be predators, you don't know. Uncle so-and-so might be a predator, you don't know. And in that context, Dr. Martin, how do you assess the Trinidad and Tobago situation as far as awareness to child sexual exploitation and human trafficking, and its willingness to respond to these realities. How do you assess this?
Over the last few years, because of campaigns that various government agencies had, we've seen an increase in reporting, because we know this has existed and it is to some extent cultural, and there was a high rate of underreporting. So there has been an increase, but it is something that we accept. We don't like to talk about, but we need to confront it, because like you said, most times the abusers are those that are closest to the children. And that is why you would find statistics would show that it's during the vacation period, when children are home with extended family, that you would find the child abuse rate would be high. So these are discussions that we have to have. They are not comfortable, but we have to be able to stand up and protect our children, because that is our role until they are 18.
Time is just about running out.
I want to say,
yes, go ahead, please.
Before we finish, I want to thank Jacques-Claude Conan from the 2 Cents Movement. Through their Artists in Residence program, they are accommodating Juanita for a lengthy period of her stay, as well as Pastor Bobby Budram. And I want persons as well to offer donations, because Juanita is self-funded. So donations toward transportation and other aspects of her stay are welcomed.
Yes, indeed. I should have pointed that out. This is not a money-making thing.
No.
It's entirely about giving back to the community, but because people have to dig into their own pockets to really advocate this cause, any contributions you're willing to make will be accepted, and indeed assist in the effectiveness of getting that message across. In fact, Jack Roach is supposed to be here in our next interview segment, so he might very well talk about his own facilitation of this effort as well. So let's give you the contact information: 753-6020 to make bookings, or you can email code TT, that's COADTT @yahoo.com. And Ms. if you could just repeat your contact information as well.
So my contact information, it's changingcases.org, and my Facebook page is Changing Cases, and people can reach out for tickets for sold. If they'd like me to speak, I speak for free. I don't believe in charging people to be educated, but of course willing to accept donations, as Dr. Alicia said.
Yeah, because things tend to be expensive when the expenses pile up, and Pastor, thanks very much as well for your own role.
Thank you for having us. And I just want to say, when we talk about abuse, it's not just towards the female. Males are also abused. So we want to make sure our males get an opportunity to express themselves.
Yeah, and it's important as well, because there is this stereotype that it's only the females, and people feel, oh well, if you're a male being abused, something wrong with you, you ain't a real man or anything like that. Well, there are a lot of these stigmas and these kind of silos that we need to mash up a little bit. We're coming up towards 7:25 in Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks very much for being with us. But I'll let it pass this time that they went by Hima first before they turned up here. But at least they were here to get the message across to our audience as well. We'll take a break and continue right after this on Morning Edition.